Hey y'all, welcome to the video. And today I want to talk about what is happening with Halo. But before that, you guys may notice something new. No, it's not a haircut. I joke. I got a new mic and I hope y'all like it. One more thing, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every like and subscriber motivates me more to make videos in the future. Anyways, I don't want to hold you for much longer. I know you guys got this in the background of something that you're working on, so let's start the video. First, I want to start with a brief overlook of Halo 4, and I want to start with the multiplayer. Now, I'm not the biggest like fan of most modern day Halo multiplayers, and Halo 4 was not an exception. Halo 4 did something really daring at the time. Like you could argue Reach did the exact same thing it did with adding in a class system, but it wasn't your typical class system. All it did was say, "Hey, do you want this Spartan ability? Like I don't know, running. That's cool, or a jetpack, or armor lock, armor lock, armor lock." Ugh. PTSD. Halo 4 decided to fully dive headfirst into that system left behind by Bungie. And they took a lot of inspiration from, Call of Duty. And that isn't necessarily the smartest thing to do, looking at their track record. But Halo 4 decided to up the dial to 11 with the loadout system and add stuff like a personal turret, regeneration field, back from Halo 3. We all wanted that. Or a jetpack like Halo Reach because everybody loves flying around in multiplayer in Halo. But those maps were atrocious. I have never forgotten names of maps in Halo games, but when it comes to Halo 4, the only one I can really remember is the one where you're like in the Promethean architect forerunner thing and you're just flying around because I had to look at a video for it on YouTube for this video. And God, the maps just aren't good. The loadout system was crazy. Not even talking about the gun combinations, man. You could talk about anything, but those guns were stupid good. I'm talking about your class setup with the DMR and the plasma pistol and one loadout. Something they purposefully avoided in Halo Reach. Because if you had those two guns together, you could just charge up the plasma pistol, land the big screw you blast, and then one tap them. No one was like, yes, I really, really want this in the game. No one was like, oh, no. Sarcasm. But at the end of the day, Halo 4 did something that was not good in the multiplayer, but they made up for it in the campaign. I gotta say, I have never been more indulged in a campaign experience when it comes to Halo than Halo 4. And that's coming from someone who is like the ultimate meat writer for Halo Reach and Halo 3. Halo 4's campaign set up something amazing, and it set up a whole new legacy for Master Chief. And quite honestly, they didn't do anything with it. And that's the biggest crime to me. Because I don't want to spoil too much, but I will say, if you haven't played it, crazy. Cortana does die at the end. Quotation marks dies at the end. Because we all know what happens. It's just, it was a huge success. The Forerunners and the Prometheans were a pretty cool addition to the lore, being another enemy type than just, oh, look, it's the Covenant again. Because those damn split lips and those brutes. But it's just, it feels like Halo 4 was a very uninspired and overall bad multiplayer, but I'd give it like a 9 out of 10 on the campaign chart. I rate this game really highly out of 343's whole pie chart of video games because oh god, it's a pie chart. It's that PE meme. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'll put it on screen. It is not a good look for 343. So I'll be talking about Halo 5 next. Now on to the opposite and the actual worst way you can perform a Halo game and platform it to your player base. And yes, I'm talking about Halo 5. Halo 5 has to have been one of the worst multiplayer and campaign experiences I've ever played. And I'll let you know, I tried. I really did. As a kid, as a kid, I'm talking like I'm 30 years old. 4 or 5 years ago when I would be head over heels into Warzone, I'd be like, this game is so good. And then you have games like, I don't know, Halo Infinite that come out and completely remind us why old Halo is just better. But that I'll be talking about Halo Infinite later on in the video. Don't you worry about that. Halo 5 Guardians did something really daring, and I want to talk about the multiplayer first, just so we get that clear. The multiplayer was actually pretty good. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh no, back in my day, we couldn't run everywhere, we couldn't just buy weapons when we wanted to. That was a good idea. The bad idea was that whole rec system thing I just spoke about. No, the rec system itself and the base level, being able to get whatever gun you wanted throughout the game, is very good. I think at 7 ticks of the in-game point system, you should be able to grab that sniper, or you should be able to grab that rocket launcher, because it's been 15 minutes and I want to have fun. But being able to grab a weapon that shoots pretty much needler darts that explode after 4 hits, I'm looking at that stupid carbine that killed me so many times. Yeah, no, that is not gonna fly in any modern game ever. Besides, I guess Halo 5 Guardians, because they had to spruce it up again. I think that they were insanely late to the multiplayer experience for Halo games, like time wise. I mean, I think it was 2 to 3 years after the game launched, they finally added infection. I mean, there were more infection maps than there were Forge maps. Like, that is really, really bad. And it's just they kind of just fumbled. The game's multiplayer service is just bad. Like, speaking about Forge, Forge just didn't take off in Halo 5. I mean, you can even tell that from what's the show, Red versus Blue. They didn't even like touch Halo 5. Granted, they didn't touch Reach either, but still, they had stuff to tell in Halo 3 anyways. God, watch Red versus Blue. It's so good. Um Halo 5 though, they didn't really touch it that much, and you could tell that is a bad sign that the biggest machinima studio ever, Red versus Blue, Rooster Teeth animations, their whole thing, they didn't even touch it. They stayed with Halo 4, and that's not good. Just the multiplayer itself was not good, but oh god, that campaign. Or I'm not going to sit here and act like, yes, the campaign, it was a masterclass in design, and I think we should continue to support this type of philosophy. No, having two main characters is fine. I mean, look at games like The Last of Us, or what was it called? It was that one game. Oh man, I'm blanking on it. I'll remember it later on in the video. I promise you. And then I'm gonna sit here and be like, oh no, this game I'm forgetting about. Oh, Life is Strange. Life is Strange is a really good example. Um, just alternating between characters and having multiple main characters in a story. Any Telltale game, but that's besides the point. They tried to do that with Halo 5, and honestly, it didn't work. I don't think it would have ever worked because Halo is not built around other Spartans besides Master Chief. Like, you could say that for like Blue Team, but that's because it's Master Chief's team. And Locke was just not an interesting character. I mean, for the lore, maybe, but gameplay wise, his team was bland. The only good character on there was Buck, anyways, because he's an awesome person from an older game. Nostalgia trip. But at the end of the day, I'm not trying to sit here and play someone who's not Master Chief in a Halo game. So, sue me, take me to court, I'll win, I guarantee you. Because Master Chief's part of the Halo 5 campaign was good. He was sitting there constantly hunting down Cortana because he's missing his AI girlfriend at the end of the day. But, let's just stop him, right, guys? Because that's the Master Chief. He's our best soldier. Let's just take him to prison. So, yeah. I don't know. The Halo 5 campaign experience was just not fun. It brought back more and leaned heavier into the Prometheans, which I'm happy for. But the overall narrative and the storytelling was not fun. Like, after Halo 4, they set up the fact that Chief is going to be alone without his Cortana AI. And they bring her back just that quick. No, that's not okay with me. I mean, if you're going to bring an AI back, bring another one. Because Cortana's been in this game since freaking Halo 1. Like, put her to rest. Even Master Chief, put him to rest at this point. Because, like, that poor man, he's been through everything. Nah, kid. I want Master Chief in every Halo game because he is the Master Chief. But at the end of the day, if you're gonna bring Cortana back, I didn't want it into this way where she's the new super villain and she's the evil one and she's trying to corrupt AIs and turn the Covenant onto the humans again. That's not what I signed up to actually play. I signed up to have a good ending where I am having fun as the Master Chief and not getting stomped out by those Promethean soldiers because, oh, good lord, those things hit hard. It's just, I would not recommend playing Halo 5 at all because going into the next game, they completely ignore it. Thank you, 343, or the new wave of 343 employees, as we've been able to tell. I promise I will get to the actual stuff in this next segment. I just need to let you guys know about the atrocity that was Halo 5 because, oh boy, it was bad. But, anyways, on to Halo Infinite now, I guess. I think that I'm going to say it now. So, you guys in the comments will be like, you didn't even talk about it. I think Halo Infinite is the absolute peak of Halo multiplayer in the past decade. And I mean decade because it's 2024. Ever since Halo 4, this has been the best multiplayer experience I've ever played. I mean, they aren't leaning too heavy into nostalgia, and change is happening, which I think is needed for the Halo franchise because we can't just keep telling the same story over again. But the multiplayer, oh my god. Thank you. You gave us new guns. Did you take a few away? Yeah, you did. You took away one of the two most like recognized guns being the regular pump action shotgun and the Magnum, but you gave us some pretty good stuff. The Sidewinder, as usual. And personally, I cannot think of a more fitting replacement because the Magnum itself is just so broken. If you really think about it, it's a big old hand cannon, like Destiny style hand cannon that just 3 taps, 4 taps from just about any range. So getting yourself an actual close range pistol that's more akin to an actual pistol in video games, much better for the multiplayer experience. But they came completed. And what I mean by completed is that they didn't skip out on a lot of modes. Like, it did take them a little bit to add infection, but at the same time, I would wait, honestly, because the regular game modes themselves were just still good. Like the gunplay felt great. The flow was pretty good. But the only thing I would complain about with multiplayer is that there wasn't a lot of big changes over the seasons. There's a lot of small ones, like we're adding a new gun every 3 seasons, or we're adding another battle pass, and it's the winter pass, and you should totally come play our game. No, I do not care about your winter pass. I want the new gun. I want a new vehicle. I want a new map. I want a new game mode. I want something new that's not ho ho ho. I'm a Spartan with a beard and a hat, I guess. That's not really a hat. It's a more of a beanie on a helmet. It's weird. But I think they completely are giving us what we asked for as a community in Halo. And I think that Halo Infinite is very much slept on in the Halo community still. I mean, it's the only game that's really kind of supported anymore, so people still play it. But there's just not a lot of stuff to do in the multiplayer anymore, but it still came completed. It's just been a little bit since there's been a big influx of players, but it's fun. I guarantee you. Just hop back in, play a game. You'll realize that this is Halo at its core, and that we shouldn't be too judgmental on what Halo Infinite is. And I want to talk about the campaign. When I talk about change, I'm mostly talking about the campaign. The campaign did something very, very daring. They completely decided to throw linear storytelling out of the window. They added a whole brand new open world multiplayer kind of experience. Actually, I don't think it was multiplayer. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a while since I played the campaign. I don't know if they changed it or not. But Halo's campaign in Halo Infinite was so groundbreaking because we got to see Chief by himself. Like, we got to see a whole new side of Master Chief because he didn't have Cortana on his shoulder. He had this new girl, and he wasn't so open with her until like the very end of the game. And he was like, I miss my Cortana. Cortana. Not really. That's just me making a joke. It was a bad one, I know, but still, jokes are jokes. Give me credit for what I am. Give me credit for my attempts. I know it can be boring. Cortana got replaced by this new AI that was like, oh yeah, she died at the beginning of the game, and she's all giddy and happy and stuff. And you're like, this is a nice change of pace. Besides Cortana being like, you're ready to go, saddle up, Chief. And then the end of the story, I'm gonna spoil it. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, Three, two, one. That new AI is technically Cortana, but at the same time, not. So we got what we wanted in both segments. We wanted change and we wanted Cortana, and we got both. Boom. Are you happy? Yes. The way they're able to tell this story is really good. You go from mission to mission and you can choose whichever you want to do first. You can go do outposts, you can go get save marine squads, you can go blow up armories and stuff because big old middle finger towards the banished because screw those guys. Ooh, I hate the banished so much. I hate those brutes. You have no idea. But that's not the point. The campaign was great. There's so many deep moments because you're now in the you're getting a whole view of what it's like to be a marine and a Spartan in a war, and you both have equally sided opinions. Master Chief doesn't care. He's gonna go out and fight. But this marine is like, I need to get home. I stole this pelican. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be dead, but I want to go see my family. I'm scared. I'm scared. And Chief's like, suck it up, dude. You are a UNSC Marine. And he's like, I'm not just a UNSC Marine. I'm a person. And he's like, well, that's what makes you human. Or whatever. I don't know how it goes. Play the game. It's a great game. It's so good. Like, it, like they did such a good job. The people who worked on this Halo should be in the next studios they're making. And that's what I want to talk about next. So, ooh, transition. The one thing I'm seeing right now the most, and please ignore whatever that transition noise is that Halo fans are scared. And I don't think it's wrong for them to be scared. I think that it's perfectly reasonable that they're scared of this new studios because it's literally just 343, but not. it's like it's like wearing a it's like a wolf in sheep's clothing type of situation. We're kind of scared until we see the next product, but we've kind of seen what they're capable of doing now. They're capable of telling a good, moving story, capable of a good multiplayer. It took them 3 games, but here's what it is. And I don't think the future should be feared for this studio. And I think that another big thing is people are somehow like not understanding that Halo coming to PlayStation, if it does, is not a bad thing. I think people are forgetting that once a game breaches two big platforms like Xbox and PlayStation, it is all free reign for more money and more innovation and more of a future for this game franchise. Because let me tell you, I can't count in like the census of America how many PlayStation players would love Halo like we do. And people are scared that it's like, but what if it's more of a hit on PlayStation? Are they going to stop support of Xbox? No, they're not going to stop support of Xbox. They have built this franchise for 20 plus years. They're not just going to drop it like it's nothing. Don't. If it happens, oh god. But still, I think that people should stop sticking in the past of, I'm an Xbox 360 kid and Halo 3 was my game and, this is my way of life. It's not. It isn't. Halo 3 was a good game at its time. If you were to release Halo 3 right now, besides the story, great story, of an ending of a trilogy, great ending, just play Halo 3. Play the original Halo games. I'm on my knees, begging, not you. Don't think about that. If you were to release Halo 3's multiplayer right now, it would be one of the worst acclaimed multiplayers in the world. And that's coming from someone who's played Overwatch 2. Ugh. But I think that the future is very bright and that we really have nothing to worry about when it comes to Halo. And people are really nervous. No reason to be. Halo is not going anywhere because as long as all the campaigns are up and the books are out and all this media is still there, people are going to find Halo again. And I guarantee you, these 8-year-olds right now that are like, man, I love sci-fi, but I have nothing to play right now because what's even releasing right now? Fortnite? No. They want to play a game about a super space soldier that isn't Dead Space and isn't going to scare the crap out of you. They're going to play Halo. They're going to find it eventually. Because it's not an unpopular game. You can go to the old dude outside and be like, you play Halo? And be like, yeah, I did. I had an Xbox 360. But that's me ranting. There's no reason to be scared. Stop worrying about Halo Studios. It's going to be great. We've seen on the Unreal Engine and what it's capable of. So that's my closing statement. Reminder, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you. I'm very appreciative. Um, I know this isn't like my last video where it was super scripted. I'm trying something new because I do know Halo quite well. I've played it since I was like 8, and personally, I don't like reading off of a script as like a whole like thing. You know, I like to talk and I like for people to know the real me and not just these are the words I wrote down because I put it in Chat GPT and it said it was good. Um, I don't like doing scripts. I think my next video is also going to be kinds of an experiment. I'm going to do a live in really big quotation marks commentary because personally playing over a game I can make a little bit more jokes and it becomes a little bit less stale. Because I know probably during the middle of this you're probably like, oh my gosh, he's just talking about Halo. That's the video. So please let me know your opinions down below. If you're worried, that's perfectly valid. I'm not gonna fault you on it. I was worried for a bit too. But anyways, peace. Thank y'all for watching. And please remember to like and subscribe.